When will it be illegal for a doctor to weigh you? I don't see why it matters. And the number of people it doesn't bother for one reason or another seems like probably very, very, very statistically small. Give us a break. Medication dosages are based on weight. "20 under the chin tattoos you didn't know you needed to boost your confidence." Someone in my friend list shared this unironically. Sounds fatphobic, but okay. How? First, it works on the assumption that the underside of the chin isn't noticeable, which, as a fat person, mine is. Many fat people have double chins. Second, this assumption is also used in the phrase, boost your confidence. There's stigma attached to having a double chin or being fat, and drawing attention to it may actually decrease your confidence. Third, literally every photographic example is of a thin person. Again, the assumption that people are automatically thin is fatphobic. Points 1 and 2 aren't true for everyone who is fat, and may even apply to people who are thin, but they are still issues of fatphobia. Actually, just smelling and looking at food can temporarily cause weight gain because your body thinks you're going to eat that and it anticipates how much room it will take up. So, yeah. Obesity is not a disease. Obesity isn't some disease that needs to be cured. Obesity is simply another form the human body has evolved to. You see it all the time in animals. Creatures that live in certain environments have adapted different specific traits unique to that environment. And that is simply what's happening to humans. The human body is adapting to our surroundings. It isn't bad. It's just evolution. We need to stop fearing change and learn to accept it. Evolution doesn't happen in individual organisms during the span of a few years. It's a series of genetic mutations selected for by the evolutionary pressures faced by a population over the course of generations. You're already butchering health science. Don't start on evolution. Fat people are, statistically, nicer and more full of love than skinny people. If you're skinny and offended, do not message me. Tips and tricks to manage sugar cravings. 1. Eat something sweet. 2. That's it. 3. The end. Nearly all obese people are in denial about their size. 90% don't think they have a weight problem because bigger sizes are becoming the new normal. Cancer research survey found fewer than 10% of people who are clinically obese accept they have a serious weight problem. 11% of obese women accurately acknowledged they were obese. 7% of men correctly judged their weight, accepting they were obese. Only 10% of the 2,000 adults taking part could accurately identify the BMI threshold for obesity was between 30 and 39.9. How to eat cereal and not be hungry 20 minutes later. Pour a sufficient amount, approximately 2 to 3 times the serving size on the box. Your hatred of body is class snobbery and fat phobia. Do you know what else has tons of sugar in it? Fruit. Christ almighty, just stop talking about nutrition 99.9% of you, because you don't know anything and you're perpetrating stigma. Embarrassing moments in structural fat phobia. The seatbelt in my left pull driver's brand new car didn't fit me, so all 4 of us silently drove the entire 10 minutes trip with the sound beep, beep, beep. That woman was huge. She had to be 250 pounds. I'm 220 and I'm not huge, thank you. That would kind of depend on the person's height. A person 250 pounds at 5 feet tall might be considered somewhat obese, whereas a 6 foot 6 inch person at 250, not so much. Thanks, that's completely unhelpful. Been on a diet for 2 weeks and proud to say I lost 14 days of happiness. I need to remember, diets don't work and not waste my life again. Hours that you sleep equals fasting. Voila, you're already doing intermittent fasting. Walking equals exercise. Done and done. Daydreaming equals meditation. You have become a monk. What I'm saying is you are already at peak wellness. I think I'm going to take a break from being around thin people for a while. I've been living with thin people for 4 years now, and it's been absolutely exhausting as a fat person. 95% of fashion bloggers, vloggers and influencers aren't fashionable, they're just thin. Last I checked, my chase has since been gotten rid of. As per instruction from my therapist, I hover a little over with the 180 to 185 range. I'm well below average height, so this is considered overweight. And I am perfectly physically healthy. Yes, I get winded going upstairs and I like to eat food. Just because I'm fat doesn't mean I'm unhealthy. I got kicked out of a body fat positive group for my face seeming too thin. I feel you. What the hell? How can it be a body positivity group if they are kicking people out for having too thin a face? Shouldn't all bodies be accepted? It's specifically a group for larger bodied people. So even though I'm over 200 pounds, I'm apparently privileged because my face can allow to pass as thin on the internet. If diets worked, we'd all be thin. So think about it for a second. If restricting food and exercising led to sustained weight loss over time, every single one of us would be in smaller bodies. We'd all look more or less the same. But that's not how it works. There has always been body diversity and there will always be body diversity. Most people are not genetically set up to look like supermodels. If you've dieted and you're still not in a small body, that's not your fault. It's never your fault for failing a diet.